Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Wild West Wednesday. I just switched out a beacon for the internet because my internet was being slow. So, hopefully this will help because I was getting 0 kilobytes there for a second. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome everyone in the chat. We've got A Maple Mystery, we've got Slacks, we've got Electric Dragon UK and Snowy P, and Pixie Cow, and Edmund Detour, and Nicholas Patton, and Rocky Johan, and I think that's everybody who's said something. Hello to all of you, and hello to everyone else who might be lurking. If you're lurking, you can choose to continue lurking, or say hello, or whatever you like. I have a companion today, so if you hear any barking, I just said barking. Don't bark. Here, you want to say hi to the people? I have a dog in the basement today, and she's hopefully not gonna bark, but she's been barking, so I brought her down to the basement. Now sit and behave yourself. Anyway, hello everybody. Today's gonna be a little different. I decided to do something a little different, a little interesting, and it might work and it might not work, so brace for frustration in case it doesn't. But I'm coding some accessibility features that I've been meaning to add to the game, and part of that involves switching out the graphics for my accessibility menu because right now it's a little too small. So let's go right into the streaming mode, and I'm going to basically redo my settings menu, or rather reuse my settings menu, but I'm going to change it from, I obviously have to do a different thing here, so let me just go ahead and get these colors right. We'll type in accessibility. If it ever decides it wants to work. It's one of those days. Oh, hi, doggy. No, are we that much of a lag that only now are you seeing the dog? Is this how bad it is? Oh, that's pretty bad. The signal seems to have strengthened because I've moved the beacon, but yeah, I'm getting full bars now, so we'll see. Maybe it'll catch up, maybe it won't. Who knows? Anyway, accessibility. This needs to be bigger. This needs to be about 60, maybe? Maybe more? No, definitely more than that, because that's not the same size as that. So, let's do 72. Is that too big, or is that just right? Seems like that is just right, so good. Okay. Now, let's do another. And I need to learn how to say accessibility in German because I need to do the German version of this text, but that's a problem for another day. Is that too much or is that enough? I think that's good. Okay. That reads well enough, I guess. Alright, so rasterize and rasterize. Hello, the Deluxe Tux, and hello, KC Adventure. Welcome. Alright, so we'll rasterize that. We get rid of settings. And we'll put this in the center. Right there. And I guess if we really want to I really want to align it correctly. Do it that way. There we go. And then this needs to go elsewhere. So 1, 2. I think 1 is fine actually. And I'll move this over here. That seems fine. Okay. Alright, so save as accessibility, or just save it. And we will save that as access menu. Okay. Good. And that will replace the current version, which is very small and not very good. So let me go ahead and go into my sprites and replace that so that we can make this good. Barrier Freiheit, freedom from barriers. Interesting. Speaking of different languages, I plan to learn how to figure out how to translate sentences to French. Any particular reason? Or you just want to learn French, or you want to just do translations, or what? Do I have... I think I'm just reusing... What's the background image is 1054. I think I'm just reusing the main menu. Yes, I am. No wonder it's so small. Okay, well, let's import a new thing, which is our brand new sprite that we just saved with baked-in text. I should never do baked-in text, but for menus, I make an exception because it's really not that difficult to change. And also, it's just a graphic change if I change things. So, an inaccessible accessibility menu. Didn't Avril Lavigne write a song about that? I don't know, did she? I've absolutely loved learning Italian. It's very fun, and I'm learning off these American tastes from the 70s, which adds some. Which way to the orgy? Dove la orgia? Grazie. Anyway, leave as is. There we go. 1659. Well, 16599. 16599. There we go. Alright, and now the UI needs to be bigger because it needs to be roughly the size of the sprite, which is 900 by 568. So width is 900 and height is 568. Okay, and now we will move the close button down here. And we'll get rid of this because we don't need this anymore. Alright, so now I just have to make sure that I have all of my ducks in a row, so to speak. Where are my... Here we go. Wait, hold on. Text hold but. I have to make these images for now because otherwise I'm not gonna know where the heck they are, so let me just go ahead and let's see, where do I have settings? Is it under setting? Ah, yeah, here we go. Ah, perfect. Okay, so that's 1061. 1061. No. 1061. 1061. Okay, now let's go ahead and add these to the menu. Let's put this here. And here. And here. Although, you know, the way that this is going, I'm thinking this needs to be less wide. It doesn't need to be so wide. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up my thing again. And I'm going to shrink it so that it is less wide. And that way... Oops. That way we can all be happy. Okay, so shrink it over this way. Excuse me. I think it can be like just about the width of the actual like text. I really hope the word for accessibility in German is not super long, because that will not be good. I should probably figure that out. That's the aim. The tape already told me to use signorina for unmarried women. I've been told there's a risk of being slapped. Oh, it's hey there, little lady. It's barrier-free heat. Oh, okay. Well then, that is definitely going to be a lot longer. Before I do that, then let's go ahead and type that out and see how big it is and how... how wide I have to make it then, because if we're doing barrier-free Freiheit, I can't even say that. Forgive my terrible attempts at German. Yeah, okay. So, barrier-frei. Okay. Well, that isn't too bad, but I could probably just make the font smaller so it fits within the... That's usually what I have to do. I just make the font smaller so it fits within the constraints I've set for myself already. Yeah, see, that's a little better. So let's go ahead and do a slightly smaller. Let's do 55. Put that there. Yeah, slightly better, slightly better. Let's get rid of that and put it at 50. I think 50 will be a good size. Yeah, there we go. Barrier-free heat. I love this news story I just saw about how 100 trans men just signed up for an Italian beauty pageant because of their bigoted only biological woman rule. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was pretty good. Okay, so let's do that. There, barrier-free. Okay, EI is pronounced like I in German. So, Barrierfreiheit. Okay. Okay, so let's rasterize that and then do a new text layer. I'm gonna... No, fine. Okay, let's go ahead and do this then. There we go. Perfect. Rasterize. And boom. Okay, so we have Barrier-Freiheit and accessibility, which is way bigger. But again, that's what you gotta do with German. Alright, so let's go ahead and make this more narrow, like so. Not too narrow, but narrower than settings so it doesn't create an issue with the placement of the close button. Okay, so accessibility, there we go. Boom. Let us crop now. And crop. Bam. There we go. Okay, much better. Italian is a very gendered language. Every single job is either man or woman. The one exception you may know is soprano, which is masculine, even though they're all women. Yeah, Spanish is the same way. Spanish and Italian are very similar, which is why I found it very easy to pick up Italian as well, even though I only studied for about a year and a half. When I asked for the German menu, this is not what I was expecting. You're gonna need an ultra-wide monitor if you add any more German words. Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's a problem with localization. Okay, so let me save my PSD so I can make changes to it when I need to. Let us go ahead and save this as access menu. And switch this out and save as access menu German for, might as well get that taken care of while I'm here. Access menu German. Okay. Good. We don't want to save that right now. Come back to it later. Alright. So, now, we replace that, and we'll add access menu German. There we go. Alright, so now this is 568. Still 568, but now the width is 581. So we'll go ahead and do that for 581 is the width. 581. Cool. Alright, now, oh no, wait, but before I do that, I don't want to do that just yet, because then I get rid of all of my buttons. So let's go ahead and move these over here so that I can actually see them properly. So we'll put them in the center here. And I'm gonna need a few more of these, so I'll worry about spacing in a second. But yeah, so 581. There we go. Much better. Much better. Tony Soprano disagrees. I quite like the German version of the LucasArts verb tables. They line up the words in columns by length to save space on things like U's becoming benutzt. Interesting. I joined choir as a kindergartner. My friend told me alto meant bad and soprano meant super, and I was so upset when I was put in the alto section I had like a breakdown. Aw, that's so sad. I'm sorry your friend was a liar. Alright, I'm gonna have these line up with the... Yeah, I'm gonna have them line up with this. Okay, so we'll have maybe 10 pixels between them. Why not? Okay, so top of this is 112. And the height is 36, so that means now it's math time. 112 plus 36 is 148 plus 10, so 158. So if I put this at 148, just to make sure here, this is, yes, so this is 158. Okay, good. Now 112, 158 minus 112 is 46. So this is, the top of this is 158. So this one is going to be 204. And then 250. Oops. And then 296. And then I'm going to have at least two more, so maybe these are, I think these might be a little too close together. Let me do 20 instead of 158, 168. And then this one is 214. Well, no, it's 224. Yes, and then this one is 270, and then this one is 316. Oops. No, what? 316. 270. 70. Wait, what? Hold on. No, I screwed something up. I can't do math. Don't laugh at me. 168 minus 112 is 56. Why did I do that? No. So it's 36 high. 112 plus 36, 148 plus 20 is 168. Right. So I want this to be at 168, which it is. Alright, so 168 minus 112 is 56. Okay, so they actually need to be 56 apart. So 168 plus 56 is 224, that's right. And then 280, right, I was off by 10. And then 336. Okay, that's better. That's more evenly spaced. I haven't seen that guy in like 20 years. Wonder what he's been on. I vividly remember singing the rhythm to Jingle Bells and trying to choke back tears. I must have, that's so traumatizing. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's like really traumatic. Well, see, now that I've spaced it even more, now I feel like I need to space it even less, because if I add 2 more things, even just 2 more things, and I'm counting on having more things. Alright, back to how we were. Never mind. 112 plus 36 plus 10 is 158. Alright, so 46. So 112 plus 46 is 158. And then 204. And then 250. So basically knocking an additional 10 off every time. And then 296. Okay, so let's work on that first. Text backdrop. Alright, so we move this over here. But I'm also going to make the font bigger because I want a font book printed. GUI font. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so then that's bigger. So that lines up with that. And that, change this to GUI font. And make this all the way over here for the inevitable German gigantic thing. So put that there. Make that longer. Line it up there and there. Okay. Font. GUI font. Okay. Extended timers. GUI font. I have too many fonts. There's never such thing as too many fonts. Just ask Dishonored 2. GUI font. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's a good start. Let's go ahead and save. We've got that happening. I don't think I've ever told anyone that story before, and it's something that happened like 30 years ago. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you were able to have your therapeutic, cathartic telling of that story here. I hope you're feeling better about it. The choir master stops the performance. Sorry about this, everyone. It looks like we've got someone who's better at crying than singing. Unsurprisingly, in the altos. Yeah, well. I was in chorus when I was in elementary school, but I don't think I got put in... I don't remember if I was specifically told that I was put in a particular range. I don't know. Anyway. For every timer-based thing, do you have to program 2 instances of it, or is there some global variable? No, I have it's basically a global variable where it's like, if it's set, then set the timer to this amount, and if not, set it to this amount. So, I was in high school choir. It was fun. I was in elementary school chorus. I remember we had to sing Under the Sea. Actually, well, I didn't have to sing it. We did like some sort of multiple Disney something or other, and I had to dress up as King Triton and pull a cart. And in the cart was the music teacher's daughter, and she was playing Ariel. It was really weird. But I got to wear a fake beard, and I had one of those plastic devil forks that they had spray painted gold to be a trident. And I remember the paint like coming off in my hand because I was sweating. Bella. It's okay, Bella. Don't freak out. She doesn't like being down here. But if I put her upstairs, she's just going to scream and bark. Anyway, alright, I'm going to move these over this way because I feel like they work better when they're closer to the edge of the UI, because otherwise they just look wrong somehow. That's how UIs usually work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run the game and see how it looks and make sure that I haven't broken anything, which I shouldn't have because I've only made graphical changes. And then I'll go ahead and add a couple of new things that I want to add. We once had to sing Hot Chocolate's You Sexy Thing, which I feel was a tad inappropriate. Yeah, kind of. Uh-oh. Undefined label 36. What's label 36? What? If control is equal to null and control is not equal to label 36? Did I mess something up? Oh, right! Label 36 was what I deleted. Of course. Label 36 was the text. If control is not equal to null. Well, let's get rid of that because that's no longer a thing, so. What's the else statement here? LBL dialog text is equal to. Oh, right, because I guess that's if you were hovering. I didn't want anything to happen if you hovered over the text. Got it. Okay, because that was a button for some reason. Right. Okay, so let's see how that works. Curse you, label 36. Yes. Curse label 36 indeed. But label 36 no longer exists, so it's no longer a problem. And I'm back. Okay, let's wait for the game to load now. We did stuff like Wear the World and Follow the Drinking Gourd. Okay. Excuse me. I remember there was a big show that we put on. Actually, no, that wasn't even chorus. That was just another class. And we did it. There was a talent show, and we were going to do this whole thing where we sang Michael Jackson's Heal the World, and it was this whole big production, and we would like walk in with candles and stuff. And then I got sick, and I couldn't do it, so I missed out on it. I had to go buy like white jeans because we were all gonna wear white, and I never wore them. We just returned them because I never wore them. Alright, so if we go to settings and accessibility, alright, our accessibility menu is good. The font is not so good because it needs to not have that. Or it just needs to be a different color, which would help. It should be this same color, so I need to change that. So at least the hover works. It's all good. Yeah. Good. I should probably make that a little bit smaller height-wise, because that's good, but that's not. There's a little too much space on the bottom. I don't like that. So if it's 2, then fine. Okay, cool. That works for now. Let's say 65 instead of 75 and see how that looks. And then I will also change the color of the text to whatever the color for the other stuff is. Oh, I know what the color is because here's the thing. 54741. Okay. There. Hey, Kinney Games. Hello, welcome. When you work on accessibility options, Mark Brown sees and judges every clip. Mark Brown from Game Maker's Toolkit. I'm doing what I can. There are two things that I want to program on stream today, and one of them is very easy, and one of them is a little bit more complicated. And I don't know if the second one is going to be, if I'm going to be successful at it, but I'm going to try my best to get to it, because I would really like to implement it. Okay, that's good. So, auto advanced text. Ah, perfect, and look, it's even the right size now. Good. 65 is perfect for one line. That's good for two. During time dialogues. Yes, yes, very good. Enable, disable the backdrop for dialogue text. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm going to add, the two things I'm going to add are high contrast inventory highlighting and legible diary fonts. By which I mean, I need to come up with a better naming for it. But, I guess I'll change it handwritten diary fonts and have that on by default, and if you turn it off, then it'll just, all the diary fonts will go from handwritten fonts to just standard Helvetica or whatever. How many languages for Rosewater? At least 2, English and German. I think we're considering Spanish, but I'm not sure how that's going. The thing is, localization is basically, if you don't do it simultaneously at release, it's pointless, because no one comes back later and says, oh hey, there's a new X language version. So anyway, also hello Tremor Studio. Welcome to Game Maker's Toolkit. In this 40-minute video we're going to discuss Rosewater, what it does well, what it could have done better. Hey, I mean, if Game Maker's Toolkit talks about my game, I'll be happy. He played a little bit of Lamplight City at Adventure X. So I was like, oh boy, Senpai noticed me. As opposed to illegible fonts. Tick here to have all diary entries in wingdings. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's copy this and paste that, and we will say LBL handwritten. Handwrit. Let's just call it handwritten. Okay, and then we'll copy this. And paste this, and we'll call this font toggle. Font toggle! Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And we have to space it correctly, so top's 296. 296 plus 56 is 352. So top of this one should be 352. There we go. Top of this should be 352. There we go. Actually, no. What am I talking about? It should be 250 minus 296, which is 46. So 296 plus 46 is 342, so it should actually be 342. Right, that's better. And then this is 342. So we change this to handwritten fonts. Or handwriting fonts. Handwriting fonts. Okay. Cool. Sinead O'Connor has died. Oh no. Well, that's not good. She wasn't that old. Sinead O'Connor. Yeah, she was only 56. Wow. That sucks. I wonder what happened. This deceased prospector managed to leave a map to a gold mine labeled in perfect 12-point aerial. I had an interesting thought related to Adventure Game Studio. What was that, Nicholas Patton? Yes? Can I help you? You seem restless. Have any of you done Barbenheimer? I'd be curious to know if anyone's done Barbenheimer. You know how you can make dialogue trees? Yes, I do know Yes, I do. Font toggle. Inventory contrast toggle. Okay, so for now that will be that. 342. 342 plus. Oops, 342 plus 46. 388. No. That's not what I wanted. 342. Stay there. Alright. This one is at 388. Yes, okay, perfect. That's fine. Anyway. You did Barbenheimer. Yeah, how was it? Oh, something just happened. But, something just happened, but I didn't see it. So, whoever just followed, thank you for the follow. Couldn't see who you were. But thanks. Alright, so let's copy and paste this. And put that there. And call this LBL Inventory Contrast. Alright, so. High contrast inventory highlights. Let's, yeah, there we go. It's better. Okay. I don't know if it was talked about in a previous stream, but I had the thought of using dialogue trees to basically create a fight system. So, like, instead of... So you'd have, like, a list of actions instead of dialogue topics, obviously. It would just be, like, punch, kick, whatever. Honestly, alright. They're both really good films and both have ideas and messages and stuff, but the gradient down from Oppenheimer to Barbara from very thinky to less thinky was nice. Well, that's good to know. Okay, inventory, contrast toggle, font toggle, handwriting fonts. Okay, so now that I've got that, now I have to set some variables. So let's go into our global variables and let me check real quick. Ask about devil. That's a great variable to have. Ask about devil. Okay, so a few things here. First and foremost, I want to make sure that my stuff is consistent here. So text holds is just a boolean. Uni. Here we go. Uni. These are universal ones. Okay, so good thing that I did that, because now I know that I have to add it with the prefix uni. So we've got uni handwriting fonts. All right, so let's do add new variable, which is uni font, and we leave that as an integer with nothing. And we do, oh, thank you for that, Jess. You can't, oh, I guess you can. You mean the little red dude with the pitchfork? Yes, he's the devil, indeed. And contrast. And new variable, uni inv cont, because that's easy to keep track of. Okay, so now I'm going to find all usages of uni alert autosave so that I can just paste or modify my code as necessary. What do you mean by universal if not global? I'm using universal to so basically I'm setting these variables externally. I'm having AGS write an external file that keeps the settings of the integers, so that no matter what happens, if you start the game and you load the game, because otherwise the way it works is the state that the thing is in when you save your game gets saved. So like, for example, if you start a new game and you like save your game with the, let's say for example, diary alerts turned on, and then you decide when you start when you come to the game next time and you're on the main menu, you're like, you know what, I want the diary alerts off, and you do that from outside your old save game, then when you load the save game, it goes back to the previous state, which is diary alerts turned on. So basically you'd have to load your save game and then do your setting. So I have a whole bunch of settings that are just like music volume, voice, like all of the volumes and all of the settings, basically, like subtitles on and off. So like if you let's use subtitles as an example. If you start a new game and then you turn off the subtitles, or you start a new game and you quit, and then you come back in and you're like, you know what, I actually don't want subtitles on, and you turn them off and then you load the game, the subtitles will be on again. So I use this external text file that AGS writes to keep track of that stuff. So if you turn off the subtitles, they're always off until yeah, exactly. You've experienced it firsthand. Also, I'll be right back because I have to put this restless dog upstairs. Okay. Let's see what Nicholas Patton was saying. Yeah, basically I just need to figure out a way to create an if variable that randomizes stuff for the opponent. For example, the opponent at the start of a fight would not always start with the same attack. Oh, that's easy enough. You would just have to do like an integer and then randomize it. I've done that plenty of times. I wish AGS had something baked in for that. I had to rig something up for that too, and it took me a bit of time. Yeah. It's more or less easy. Like, we'll find it right here. Like, GUI stuff. Let's go to our GUI stuff here. Right here. So, right. I have this so that every time under repeatedly execute always, when the settings menu is, or whatever, wherever the menus are where you can change these variables, if they're false, then it writes this file save game prefs RSW, and then in the thing here you set all of your alerts basically, and then I also have global variables that set this. So I actually have to make 2 sets of global variables for this, because I have my uni variables are the ones that set the external variables, and then I have actual internal ones that also work. This is making my brain hurt. This is why I like doing everything at once. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Uni, what did I just even set? Fonts is equal to input.readInt. Oops. Whatever. Let's do this. Just copy and paste. And uni. What was the other one? Oh, inventory contrast is equal to input.readInt. Okay, there we go. Okay. So if unilang, that's fine, that's fine. Now we have to go specifically to each one. So, fonts and inventory cont. Alright, do I have a fonts thing? No, I don't. I have a lot of variables in this. Alright, so fonts, Boolean, and handwritten fonts is default true, so go to that. GUI stuff, voice texts, extended timers, okay. So what's this? Where is this? Alright, inputs is not equal to null. Alright, so else. Okay, if fonts is equal to 0, else if fonts is equal to 1, then, oh wait, hold on, no, if unifonts is equal to 0, if unifonts is equal to 0, and if unifonts is equal to 1, because we're writing a whole bunch of binary. Fonts is equal to true, and otherwise fonts is equal to false. Okay, that's easy enough. And then we have contrast. Let's just do contrast. And add new variable, and we'll call that contrast, and Boolean, and default is false. Okay, very good. Boom. Okay, so then if inventory contrast is equal to 0, else if inventory contrast is equal to 1, and this we do backwards because contrast is contrast. There we go. Is equal to false. Else contrast is equal to true. Cool. All right. No, you know what? Wait. False, true, false, true, false, true, false, true. We did it backwards. So 0 is false. Fonts is true. Okay. 0 should be false. 1 should be true. I just have to set that at the start. Oof, okay. I will also need to figure out how to make it so the different ways to win the fight will lead to slightly different story paths depending on what happened. It's all variables. It's all variables and integers and booleans and all that sort of thing. Did you hear Ron Gilbert talking about randomized elements in adventure games? I noticed you don't tend to use these. I didn't. And I do. I have them in Rosewater. All of the vignettes are randomized. in Rosewater. I don't use them a lot, but I use them sometimes. In fact, I have a whole section in my Adventure X talk about, Beast British is who followed me. Thank you, very belated shout out, and thank you for the follow, Beast British, if you're still here. I have a section in my talk, my Adventure X talk, about how one of the ways that you can avoid sequence breaking is by randomizing codes if you have like a code puzzle. So, watch out for that this November. Okay, so now that I've set this, oh boy, here we go. Function repeatedly execute if G accessibility is featured is equal to false. Okay, that's fine. Game start. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Click. Now I need to figure out where to put the rest of my code so that this all actually works when I do this. So auto alerts. Okay. The function autosave. That's fine. I have my save key press. Okay. So I have this. Okay, I also want to set that. Is that you revealing that you got in? Well, I revealed that I got in like 2 weeks ago. I tweeted about it as soon as I got the... I put it on all my social media as soon as I got the email saying, yes, you've been accepted. Yes, I got accepted to speak at Adventure X, Casey Adventure. Excuse me. I will be there. Does the file method not handle booleans? Otherwise, you could just do contrast equal uni inventory cont and save a lot of if-elses. I didn't know the schedule was done yet. Well, they haven't officially announced the schedule, but the way that they do it is they send out the emails to everyone who they've accepted, and then they wait for confirmation. And then once everybody who they've selected confirms, then they send out the round of rejections to everyone who submitted, who didn't get in. But then that way they set a deadline for people to respond so that if they have anyone who gets selected but for some reason can't make it, then they, pick from the remaining people and stuff. But once, as far as I'm aware, they just tweeted about it like yesterday or the day before. They have now officially confirmed with everyone, so I assume that they'll probably be posting the schedule soon. Because I know I've been accepted, but I don't know when my slot is. So that'll be a surprise. We'll find that out together. I might be the first talk, I might be the last talk, I might be somewhere in between. I don't know. But I said I was available to speak either of the 2 days, so wild card anytime. But anyway, Electric Dragon UK, what you were asking was, does the file method not handle booleans? I believe you can only write... I don't know if you can write boolean. Let me see. File... Oh, wait, no. Hold on. File.write. Yeah, you can only write integers and strings, I believe. Yeah, you can't write booleans. That's why I have to do it in integers. So that's why I use zeros and ones. Opening talk, how good's your Dave Gilbert impression? No, I don't want to well, he wasn't the opening talk last year. So that's not a thing anymore. Can convert bool to int surely? Probably, but you know what? I'm okay with doing it this way. I'm not keeping track of too many things, so I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so what happens when I click on a button? Backdrop toggle on click. Right. If text backdrop is equal to true, text backdrop is equal to false. Otherwise, text backdrop is equal to true. So that's what we got to do here. So just on click, if fonts is equal to true. And then we set fonts to false, else fonts is equal to true. And same deal with this. When you're clicking on this, if inventory contrast, if contrast is equal to true, contrast equals false, else contrast is equal to true. There we go. Okay, so now I just need to find where I set the variables to be on at any given time. So text hold, let's find text hold. Text hold is equal to true. Current project. Actually, I don't remember. Last year was accessibility. Well, yes, look at that. Appropriately enough, yes, last year's opening talk was about accessibility. I didn't see any of the talks last year because I was stuck behind the exhibition table. But, yes. Text hold equal true. Global script. Text hold equal true. Is this game start? Game start. Yes. There we go. All right. Now then. This is where we have to do this. Text hold button. Okay. So this is where we started off. Now. So if uni text advance is equal to 0, else if uni text advance is equal to 1, if uni timers is equal to 0, if uni timers is equal to that, else if blah blah blah. Okay. Now then we do the same thing. We do the same thing that we just did over here. Just copy this over. Where did it go? Here we go. If uni fonts is equal to 0, then fonts is equal to false. Right. I just want to tidy this up here. Okay. But the question is, how do I mean, I've got uni timers is equal to 0, uni timers is equal to false, right? Auto alerts is equal to false, auto alerts is equal to true. That's all well and good, but where do I have it set so that everything is, do I have that in my, didn't think I did. No, I don't. Okay, so then text hold starts off as false. Text skippable is equal to true. Text backdrop is equal to true. Oh, okay, so basically I have to set these to where I want them to be by, yeah, okay, so fonts is set to true. Inventory or contrast is equal to false. Right, okay, perfect. So now I just need to add the thing where the buttons are, the graphics of the buttons are set correctly. Here we go. Okay, so if accessibility visible is equal to true, if fonts is equal to true, else backdrop toggle. Okay, font toggle normal graphic is equal to 1062. Else font toggle normal graphic is equal to 1061. If contrast is equal, no, contrast. I hate autocomplete sometimes. Contrast is equal to true. Okay. Inventory contrast button. Inventory cont toggle dot normal graphic is equal to 1062. Otherwise, inventory inv con toggle dot normal graphic is equal to 1061. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's check that it works. Let's check that the basics worked, and then we have to actually code the damn thing. There's a lot involved here. This is why making games takes so long. Okay, so that's back. The microphone is back. Okay, so accessibility. Okay, handwriting font should be true. I don't know why it's not, but okay. So that should start as true. I don't know why it's not. I set my global variables. Fonts is equal to true. And under game start, if unifonts is equal to what? Oh! Because unifonts is set to 0, that's why. So I guess, but I want my autosave alerts to be, my autosave alerts are always on. Hold on. Maybe there's somewhere else where I set this manually. Let's find out. Under global script equals 1. If auto alerts is equal to true, yeah. Oh, I forgot to add it here. Here we go. That's what it is. On key press, if accessibility visible is equal to true. Did I forget to put it in the other place too? Is that what happened? That might be what happened. Yep, that is exactly what happened. Settings close on click. Access close on click. Yeah, I forgot to add it to all of these. Okay, that's why it didn't work. Okay. No worries. We can fix that. We can fix it. If uni fonts is equal, nope. If fonts is equal to true, then uni fonts is equal to 1? Yes. Else, if fonts is equal to false, uni fonts is equal to 0. If contrast is equal to true. Dang it, why are you so slow? True, finish typing. Coding is always a battle. uni inventory count is equal to 1, else if contrast is equal to false, then uni inventory contrast is equal to 0. Okay, perfect. Now that I have these two things, I will copy and paste them into the rest of the areas where they should be, which is here. Oh, and look, I need to add to this as well. But first, let's go over here. There we go. Okay, let's tidy this up because the indentation is all wrong. And if anyone sees this code who is not me, they will yell at me. And I don't like being yelled at for not indenting my code. I hope this is entertaining for all of you in the chat. I realize this is a bit tedious, but this is like 98% of game development right here. Okay, so back to this, and clean this up. Ah! Not what I meant to do. Alright, and now then, output. Right integer, uni fonts, and output right int uni inventory contrasts. Good. Okay. Now that will work. I decree it. Let us see if in fact it works. If my decree is obeyed by my code. I have created you, my code. You must obey. Now, literally all I am checking is whether or not... No! This is wrong. Okay, well, let's close that. Let's go back over here. Handwriting fonts. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of my file, and I'm going to just... Oops. That's not the folder I want to be in. I'm going to get rid of my file, and I'm going to start it from scratch, and I'm going to see if... where the heck is my... Oh, it's under users. Users... Here, save games. I'm going to... where is it? Rosewater. Prefs.rsw. Get rid of that. I literally just wrote it right now. But let's start again and see how... It should start. Bad code, naughty. Yes, indeed. It should start checked. The fonts one, I should say. The fonts should start off checked. Not the Fonz, as in like from Happy Days, the fonts. Just want to clarify that. There's no the Fonz in this game. Jump over the mic, the shark, Fonz. Hey, I'm the Fonz. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Handwriting fonts is checked. That is good. So now, let's do two things. Actually code the damn thing, and then also put in the text, the hover text for what it actually is. So let's go and do that next. Scroll up here. I believe it's up here. Here we go. Okay. Else if control is equal to fonts toggle, or control is equal to LBL handwrit. Do that. Else if control is equal to inventory contrast, inventory toggle, or control is equal to LBL inventory contrast. Alright, so I guess we should just go with this first, and then I'll figure out the height depending on how much text there is. I guess we'll just start with 65 and go from there. So font toggle is enable or disable handwriting fonts in diary and journals. Enable, disable, high contrast highlighting on inventory items. Okay. Okay, that should work. Fawns? No, not fawns like deer either. Uh-oh, what happened there? Oh, because I put continue instead of contrast. See, this is why I don't like autocomplete. Or, sorry, control. I meant to put control, not continue. Curse you, autocomplete! Okay. Okay, so now then, let us check to make sure that it all works. Not scene skip. I always instinctively hover down to scene skip because I always use that when I... Okay, cool. So handwriting fonts. Enable, disable handwriting fonts in diary and journals. Enable, disable high contrast highlighting on inventory items. Perfect. That is fairly self-explanatory, I think. Does everyone in the chat... Does that seem self-explanatory to everyone in the chat? Well, okay. Let's go and start a new game. And then I will code the actual thing for the fonts to start with. You know what? I should have. Okay. You know what? Let's do something else. Let's go to another place where there's a better chance to observe this in action.
quite a...
What?
I'm not sure, says Kinney Games, what you mean by high contrast inventory items. Is it like a hotspot highlighter for pick-upable items that's always on? No, what it is, and maybe we can figure out a way to explain it better, is normally when you select an inventory item and you pass it over something that it can be used on, it highlights. See? But one of my testers said that on certain objects, like for example, I guess this one where it's white, the contrast and the highlight doesn't really go as much as possible. So for like people who have trouble seeing contrast stuff, I was going to have it so that when it's toggled, rather than just doing this little like highlight with the red line, I'm just going to make the entire sprite just like completely bright color, like a bright yellow or a bright blue or something. It's basically for like visually impaired or colorblind accessibility. And I'm gonna try and figure out by making it a dynamic sprite instead of having to make every single inventory item like have a separate cursor for that. I'm gonna try doing it with a dynamic sprite that I can just tint on the fly, which is why that's the more complicated of the two things. But yeah, basically that's what I mean by high contrast inventory items. I guess I can explain it a little better here. I guess let's do that. Like, enable, disable high contrast highlighting on inventory items. When selected, inventory items will highlight a solid color. Does that make grammatical sense? Inventory items will highlight a completely solid color. Sure, let's go with that for now. I can edit it later. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and figure out the fonts here. The font thing. Let's go to my diary script here real quick. Oh, actually, I need to import the font first. That would help. Let's go here. Let's fonts, new font, and we import over this font. Yes, that is very tiny. And we will import our Roboto regular 28. Should be a decent size. Yes. Okay. So we will call this legible font. Yes. Very good. Legible font, which has all of that stuff. Alright, so now we've got that. Let's go to our diary font. Or diary script, rather. And diary play. Okay, actually let me check something because I'm pretty sure that in my thing, okay, if language is equal to English, blah blah blah. Okay, diary arrows, diary entries. Okay, cool. Now then, is that under repeatedly execute always? This is all still under repeatedly execute always. Yes. Okay. Entry title text, diary drawing left. Okay, so we'll throw it in here. If fonts is equal to true, then diary left page dot font is equal to font. Actually, I don't even know what the font is. Let's see here. Diary. There we go. Font, page, diary, left page. Font is eFont diary font. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, so eFont diary font. And diary right page. dot font is equal to efont diary font. Else we change those to efont legible font. All right. Solid color border, solid color outline. Oh, I was just gonna make the entire sprite a whole solid color. Like, you won't see the details of the sprite. It'll just be the whole sprite will just be blue or whatever. Okay, font's true, blah blah blah. Okay, there needs to be a. I feel like rather than doing this specifically for every book entry, I feel like I should do this for. Here be code for books. Okay. Yeah, see, I should get rid of this from every single... Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Damn. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. That's fine. Yes. I don't even think these are even a thing anymore. I don't know why they're here. They shouldn't be here, but they are. I'm gonna have to clean this up later, but that's fine. Okay, LP diary. Okay, this is where we're getting here. Book. Right page. Yeah, much easier to do it this way. I don't know why I decided to do it like this. Just set it from the beginning and that's fine. Okay. Maybe I should change it. Oh, see, this is the problem with getting distracted mid-task. Maybe I should. I think I might have a better text for it, but. Selected inventory items will, well, yeah, that's what I already put. Inventory item highlight will be a completely solid color. Or just will be a solid color. You don't need to worry about completely solid color. Okay, perfect. Inventory item highlights will be a solid color. Okay, so back to this. So if fonts is equal to true, then that, else, I can just copy and paste my else from up here. Oh wait, no, I can't because it's a different thing. I can do it down here later. Okay. Clark. Else. Legible. No, only font. Legible font. There. And e-font. Legible font. Okay. Cool. Now we'll come up here. If fonts is equal to true. Else. There we go. All right, now let's test. Ugh. Here we go, or "Huig," as I like to say. Alright. I don't know why I came here, because I just realized I don't have... Well, I just do Control S for that. Alright, so... As we know, our handwriting fonts are selected, which means that handwritten fonts... Well, handwriting fonts, fine. Okay, so if we open our diary, then the text is here is the handwriting font. And if we open this book, then this is also handwriting font. But if we go back and we deselect handwritten fonts in our accessibility menu, turn that off. Now if we access our diary, voila! It is, well, I think I need to make the font a little smaller because it's pretty big, but that's the idea. And I also need to change this as well. Because this is way too big. Way too big. It goes off the text, or it goes off the page. So yeah. All right. Just minor tweaks there. So let's go ahead and in the diary thing, we'll entry title text. Right. So if fonts is equal to, then entry title dot font is equal to efont diary font, or entry title font is equal to legible font. So let's go back to legible font, import over this font, and make it smaller. Let's import it at 24. That should do. Let's see. Oh, Electric Dragon UK redeemed show off a big box game. Sierra, LucasArts, or other? Quickly, because there's only 5 minutes left in the stream. Other. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting, because Other is one of those that I have much fewer of than Sierra or LucasArts. Alright, let's... Did I set it back? Nope. Okay, let's check it. There we go. Perfect. And that's good. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has, an opportunity with my name on it. Yes. Very good. Alright, and as for... oh wait. As for Clark's diary, as he always takes weeks to deliver. Yes, okay, perfect. Alright, so that's good. Okay. I should just... yeah. Alright, well, good. I approve of this. And same if you... maybe it could be slightly bigger. Like instead of 22, it could be... because this goes all the way down to the bottom of the page. Let's see what happens if I import it at 26. Slightly bigger. Alright, meanwhile, let me get a big box game. I permit you to include Sierra and LucasArts to your preference. Okay, thanks. The thing is that I've gotten to the point where I feel like I've shown off every single big box game period, so there are always going to be overlaps, but you know, there's always different people in the stream. So today's box is Steven Spielberg's Director's Chair, the game. And yes, this is a game, apparently. Big bucks, big stars, big problems. I feel like perhaps this is maybe not the best time to show this, considering that there's a strike right now in Hollywood. I actually went to a rally for it yesterday, so that was cool. Solidarity with the union. So anyway, this is Steven Spielberg's Director's Chair, which for some reason opens backwards. It's a very strangely designed box, but this is a make-your-own-movie game, and it stars Jennifer Aniston and Quentin Tarantino and Penn and Teller. And I remember, like, this was really actually taught me a lot about movie making when I was younger. And yeah, it's basically you film your scenes and you put them together and you put your stuff, and it's weird. And I don't think it runs anymore because it's Macromedia. And it's 3 CD-ROMs. It's a lot. I can't get it out. Here we go. Well, yeah, look at that. It's a whole big thing. Can you bring in a blockbuster for under $40 million? Probably. And then it's, you know, got the little manual here with all of your stuff that you do and where to get help and no credits, 'cause of course not. And, oh look, here's a... ooh, look at this! An ad! Find out how you can own a Motorola pager. Motorola, one of my pagers. Oh man, this is great. You can get the Bravo FLX, 16 numeric message slots. You've got the Advisor Gold FLX and the Ultra Express FLX, because no wheeling and dealing Hollywood type can be without one of these one-way pagers in the 90s. This is a great relic. I love that this is in here. Motorola, what you never thought possible. Yeah, I never thought it would be possible, because most people don't know what these things even are anymore. Oh man, I feel old. Well, children, in my day we had pages. And if someone wanted to get a hold of you, they'd put 911 on it, because that way they knew it was an emergency. And there was all sorts of codes, and you could put boobs. Yeah, not anymore. This game, I believe, is from 1995 or 1996. So adjust, yeah, 1996. So adjust for inflation, as you will. So there's 4 levels of play. There's novice, intermediate, advanced, and A-list. A-list says, you beat out Spielberg for this movie. Don't make the studio regret their decision. You've got more choices, but $40 million doesn't go as far as in this town as it used to. Let your actors improvise their lines and see the outrageous results, and take advantage of the unlimited stunt and effects options. You're in the pressure cooker now, so make the right choices or blow it big time. Arrgh! I remember that all of the crew people are also like famous big names, or became famous big names. The guy who's like, I'm the director of photography is Dean Cundy, who did a lot of movies with Spielberg. And the writers are Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, who you may know as the writers of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. So, as someone that spent time in hospitals, I have heard doctors brag about their pagers. Me as a 7-year-old, can you play Mario on it? Those doctors laughed at me. I'm sorry. Hello, Nick Tringali. Hey, everybody. Nick Tringali just launched a game called The Banished Vault. You should go check it out. It's available on Steam. Why don't you drop a link in the chat, Nick, while I put this game away? Wow, what a biter you are, Nick. Alright, so let's go back here and test my font real quick. Okay, so let's check the diary first. Oh wait, I left that on. Alright, so normal handwriting font, settings, and we turn off the handwriting font, and voila. Yeah, okay, so that's basically the same thing. It's just not as, it takes up more of the page, which is what I want anyway, so that's fine. Joan, oh wait, no, I have to set it, probably have to set it to 25 because the Gallagher came off of Joan, so once more, import over this at 25. See, this is one of the fun things, is struggling with fonts and font sizes. That's what they never tell you about game dev. It's all fonts, kids. All fonts. I just left a Northern Lion stream. I don't know who that is, but I assume it's probably a big deal, judging by the way you said it. So, congratulations if it is. Okay. A big deal. Okay, well good. I hope that means lots of sales. And lots of money! Again, did I forget to turn the thing off? I did forget to turn the thing off. Let's see. Good. Okay. Does it say Joan Gallagher? No, yes, yes. Joan Gallagher. Yes. Line. Who takes no guff. Okay. But I have my first assignment. You know, the wrapping is a little clunky, but you know what? I don't really mind. I feel like the legibility is more important right now. Alright, so let's have a look at Clark's diary. Yes. Good. Frank. Nethersoul. Frank. The cost of what? Electricity. Yes. 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 Good. Okay. Alright. Good. Alright, I'm satisfied with that. That's a nice little accessibility feature we've got. Let me turn it back on to default. Now I have to figure this out because... Oh, what's happening there? Why did that happen? Why does that happen like that? I don't want that to happen at all. Is it different on the main menu? It is different on the main menu. Why is it different on the main menu, I wonder? Why does that happen? So on the main menu it appears there. Oops. On the main menu it appears there, and on not the main menu it's lower for some reason. And why does that happen, pray tell? We will find out in a moment. Let's see. CX height. Width is 940. Label dialog width is 920. Oh, is it because I just said something? Is that why? I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I think I need to put the Y elsewhere. Yes, g say x dot y is equal to... Oof, that's a good question. Where does it go? Yeah, because the Y is going to change once the dialogue uses it for something. So let's see here. Let's go check my dialogue script. Dialogue stuff. Here we go. So say x width. Say x width. Doesn't say where the Y. Ah, here we go. Screen height minus say x height minus 20. Screen height minus say x height minus 20. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let's just have it be at, oh, I don't know. Okay, so if it's 95, the screen height is 720. Alright. So, 720 minus 95 is 625. Alright, let's have it be at 620 then. 620. At my youth I wanted to play my Super Mario and I heard about a Game Boy, but I didn't know what one looked like, so I thought everything was a Game Boy. Oh, okay. I also wanted a Game Boy. Hey, remember when Game Boy first came out, it was $98. And I was like, I have $98 in my bank account. I can buy a Game Boy. But my mom was like, no, you can't use your you can't use your money. And I was like, oh. So, that was the thing. Right, okay. That's fine. I don't mind it showing there. Okay. So, continue. Now if we look at things...
Oh, there's something.
Oh, right. There's no hotspots here that are... Okay, let's read the letter. Yeah. Okay, very good. And now... Hey, they're still there. Okay, perfect. Cool. Alright. Well, now I need to figure out how to code this, but I guess I'm not going to do it on stream, which is good because, as I said, that's a very complicated thing, and I will probably not get it right, and I will probably get frustrated and scream a lot. So, it's just as well that I'm going to do this off stream. But thank you all for showing up, and thank you all for watching, and accessibility is important. I want to, before I go, I will also... show off all of the other accessibility features that this game has. There is an auto advanced text thing, which when selected, dialogue text will advance automatically. Otherwise, text will only advance by clicking the mouse or pressing a key. We've got extended timers, which extend the timed dialogues. We've got alerts for autosaves and diary updates. Not all of these are accessories. Some of them are just accessibility. Some of them are quality of life, but I just lumped them together under accessibility. We've got backdrop text toggle. We've got the handwriting fonts, which we just saw, and we have the high contrast inventory highlights. And we have space for probably one more. So, or more if we need more, I can just modify the menu again. Anyway. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. We'll see you next time for Wild West Wednesday. Let's see if anyone is streaming who we can raid. Do I know anyone who's streaming? Are you gonna load Twitch? Yes, Ikifu and A Horse Who Can Drive are both. But Ikifu has no cam. You know what? We'll skip the raid today. Thank you all for coming. I will see you next time. Goodbye.